The 2023 NFL trade deadline is just weeks away at this point, and because of that, Steelers trade rumors are getting hot, people. So let's discuss some of the latest trade rumors that have been discussed around Steelers media. I'm going to give you guys my reactions to some of the stuff that the biggest names in Steelers media have been saying over the last week. And make sure you stick around for the end of today's video, because I'm going to share with you guys the worst Steelers trade idea that I've seen over the last week with you guys here on the show. Before we get into today's trade rumors, go ahead, do me a favor right now. Click that subscribe button, because when Omar Khan makes a move, and listen, we know Omar Khan is a very aggressive GM. I think he might make a move here before the NFL trade deadline this year. When that happens, we're going to have a video for you guys. So if you want to make sure that you get that breaking news coverage here on the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button right now. All right, so now let's start with the recent trade rumors that Pittsburgh should go get a tight end on the trade market before the deadline, all right? And many Steelers outlets have suggested a bunch of different people here, including Falcons tight end Kyle Pitts, because Pat Freiermuth goes down with an injury a couple of weeks ago, a hamstring injury, and it's just not looking great for Freiermuth at this point. Looks like he's going to miss a couple more weeks at this point. And there's some people that are like, listen, Freiermuth's not a good blocker. He's more of a receiving tight end. And as good as Darnell Washington is as a blocker, you want somebody that's a little bit more well-rounded. So there's some people that are suggesting Kyle Pitts as a potential option. He has not worked out well with the Atlanta Falcons to this point, and the Steelers could potentially get him for maybe a third, fourth-round pick, because he just hasn't worked out. He's been a straight-up bust with the Atlanta Falcons to this point. Some other options you could consider if you are the Pittsburgh Steelers: Zach Ertz of the Arizona Cardinals, getting a little bit older. The Cardinals are rebuilding. Ertz probably wants to play for more of a contender at this point. Mike Gesicki from New England. I don't really like that idea personally, because he's more of a Pat Freiermuth clone. He's just a receiving tight end. He's not much of a blocker, so why would you go get him? And then Austin Hooper from Las Vegas is another guy that's been thrown around. But personally, I'm going to pass on a tight end trade at this point in the season. I know there's a lot of outlets out there saying, why not go get a tight end? Why not add another weapon to this tight end group? But for me personally, I like what the Steelers have right now. Pat Freiermuth, he's not going to be injured forever. He's going to be back in a couple of weeks. And in the meantime, I trust Darnell Washington and Connor Hayward to do what they do, which is get open, do the good things that they do. But Darnell Washington's an excellent blocker. Connor Hayward's a good receiver. I'm perfectly fine rolling with Darnell and Connor at this point in the season, waiting for Pat to get back. And I'm definitely not willing to trade valuable draft capital for somebody like a Kyle Pitts, for example, that has been a straight-up bust in the NFL to this point. I'm not sure Matt Canada and putting him in this offense is really going to make him much better. So for me, I'm staying put in the tight end room. But let me know down there in the comments section, before I go over the rest of these trade rumors today, what NFL player do you want the Pittsburgh Steelers to add before the NFL trade deadline here in 2023? Let me know your guy down there in the comments section. Is it Pat Surtain? Is it Jalen Johnson? Is it somebody else? Let me know down there in the comments section what you guys think. And this is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When that happens, take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question. Now, another position on offense that many Steelers pundits are saying the Steelers should go get another offensive weapon is at wide receiver, and one of the top targets on the trade market right now is Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver Mike Evans. He's already said he is not going to sign another contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, that might be changing because the Bucs are actually winning football games with Baker Mayfield as their quarterback. But Mike Evans this offseason said, hey, we need to get a deal done this offseason or I'm not signing back with you. No deal got done, so he is slated to be a free agent. And if the Buccaneers want to sell players, Mike Evans would probably be the first guy on their list that they want to get rid of. Some other names on the wide receiver market that could be available for the Steelers: T. Higgins, Cincinnati. Really don't think that's going to happen. There is no way Cincinnati is going to trade T. Higgins within the division, in my opinion. Marquise Hollywood Brown from Arizona. Lots of drops on his film. I don't love that idea. The only guy that I really think it's a good idea potentially to go and get is Hunter Renfrow. You can plug him in the slot if you don't think Allen Robinson is getting the job done. But overall, I really don't see the the Steelers going and getting a wide receiver. I think that they like what they have, just like with the tight end room. Right now, the problem with the Steelers is not a lack of weapons. You look at the wide receiver room right now, Deontay Johnson's getting back from injury. George Pickens has been just phenomenal this year. He's going to be your true number one guy. You don't need a true X receiver like Mike Evans because you already have George Pickens. Allen Robinson, I think, has been fine in the slot. He hasn't been amazing or anything like that. And then Calvin Austin III has shown some nice flashes this year where I'm good rolling with this unit as the season goes on. I really don't think the Steelers need to make a move. And if they do, I want it to be kind of a late day 3 draft pick for somebody like a Hunter Renfrow or something like that, somebody that can be a contributor, but nothing too expensive and nothing that's going to give up too much draft capital. Now, before I get into the rest of these trade rumors, I got a couple more here. Go ahead and like today's video. If you're feeling generous today and you want to help out the channel by helping us grow, when you click that thumbs up icon, it tells the YouTube algorithm that you're enjoying this content and that they should push this out to other Steelers fans like yourselves. So do me a favor, click that thumbs up icon and like today's video. Now, one of the more interesting trade rumors that I heard over the weekend is actually from behind the steel curtain, where they suggested the Steelers should go target Panthers safety Jeremy Chinn. Now, last week we talked about a rumor that they could be interested in Xavier McKinney, the safety from the New York Giants. But Jeremy Chinn, man, another versatile chess piece that would fit really well in Mike Tomlin's defense. This is what the behind the steel curtain author Mike Nicastro had to say. The former first-round pick can play safety, linebacker, and nickelback. The Steelers have a few Swiss Army knife types in Keanu Neal and Damontae Kazee, but Chinn would be an immediate upgrade. The Carolina Panthers are 0-5, and Chinn is also in the final year of his contract. He'd be a great fit as a potential rental. Now, this one's kind of tough for me because I do like Jeremy Chinn as a player, and I think he would be awesome as a Pittsburgh Steeler. But overall, man, you look at the safety position and then you look at the defense as a whole. If you looking forward to 2022, this is going to start to get to be a really, really expensive defense here in Pittsburgh. And if you trade for Jeremy Chinn, who's currently in the final year of his contract, you're going to have to pay him another top market salary. And you're already paying one of those salaries at the top of the market at safety in Minkah Fitzpatrick. So I'm not looking right now to go out and get another big contract on this defense, unless it's going to be like a true impact presence, like a number one corner, like a Patrick Surtain, or maybe even a Jalen Johnson. But you look at these defensive cap hits in 2024. I mean, Alex Highsmith's new deal comes into play next year. He's going to be allocating almost a $14 million cap hit. T.J. Watt, of course, is over $30 million. Cam Hayward still earning a pretty penny in this league. Minkah is over $20 million, and then Larry Ogunjobi still at 13.3 pretty much. On his contract starting next year, and that's not even counting Patrick Peterson, who makes quite a bit as well. So this is a very expensive defense, and right now I'm okay with what the Steelers have at safety. Now, yes, Jeremy Chinn or Xavier McKinney would be an upgrade over Damontae Kazee and Keanu Neal, but is it that much of an upgrade where it's worth it to trade for another player, give up another day 2 pick, and then pay him a new big contract? I really don't think so. I like Minkah Fitzpatrick as that presence in the middle, and I think Damontae Kazee and Keanu Neal are good enough to hold their own in this defense. I think that the Steelers should definitely move with caution here if they're going to try and trade for a safety. Now, I'm not completely against it if you can make it work financially, if Chinn's willing to take a contract kind of on the lower end of the market there. I mean, sure, but I really don't see that happening, and I really don't think Omar Khan is going to be looking to add another safety here at the trade deadline, as interesting as the idea is. Now, coming up here, I've got the worst trade idea for the Pittsburgh Steelers that I have seen in Steelers media so far this season. But before I get into that and I reveal what that terrible trade idea is, let's have a word from our sponsor at Gametime. And Gametime is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, theater in your area, guys. It's absolutely fantastic. Whenever I want to go to like an MLB baseball game, or like an NBA basketball game, or a concert. And, you know, I'm one of those people that likes to go last minute with my ticket purchases, right? I love using Gametime because they have flash deals right at game time, right before the event. And also, they've got the lowest price guarantee, so you don't have to use any of these other ticketing apps because you know Gametime is going to have the lowest price. It's the fastest growing ticketing app in the country for a reason, guys. Buy tickets in a matter of seconds, 2 taps, and you're set. Tickets are also sent directly to your phone, so you never have to dig through your email. Some of the best features here with Gametime: last-minute tickets and flash deals, games, concerts, and more. It's more than just sports, guys. It's concerts, it's comedy, it's theater. Also, the app is super easy to use, right? They got a nice 360-degree view of your tickets, so you know exactly what the view is going to look like when you get to the venue. Also, you get great views of the seats and lowest price guarantee with Gametime. It's absolutely fantastic. Snag the tickets without the stress with Gametime today. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code STEELERSCHAT. One word, all caps, STEELERSCHAT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code STEELERSCHAT. One word, all caps for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And then also, we're going to be doing a special promotion with our partners here at Gametime this week, where if you want a chance to win $50 towards your next Gametime purchase, along with that $20 off that I mentioned earlier, here are the steps that you need to do to enter this week's raffle. We're going to be doing the raffle on this week's watch party Sunday afternoon when the Steelers play the Rams on our live watch party on the channel. So here are the steps that you need to take. You need to download the Gametime app. You need to you have to open the redeem code screen when you get into the app. Then you need to redeem STEELERSCHAT, our code, for $20 off. Then you need to screenshot that and send it to me at Jack_Sperry on Twitter or at sparedog.football on Instagram. And then you get entered into the raffle to win $50 additional towards your next Gametime purchase, guys. If you want to enter that, again, make sure you redeem code STEELERSCHAT. Send that screenshot to me at Jack_Sperry on Twitter or at sparedog.football on Instagram for your chance to win. Now, this is the worst trade idea that I have heard from Steelers media during this period here leading up to the NFL trade deadline. Bleacher Report has suggested that the Pittsburgh Steelers should trade for edge rusher Brian Burns at the NFL trade deadline. Okay, I'm going to explain why this is just a ludicrous idea here by Bleacher Report. But let's see what the author, Joe Tansey, had to say about this potential trade. The Carolina Panthers are the only winless team in the NFL, and they could use a few more draft picks to prepare for 2024 since they do not have a first-round selection. Burns is one of the pass rushers in the league, and he could provide the Steelers with the best potential complement to T.J. Watt. The Steelers need to have some more depth in their pass rush to deal with Watt missing a week or two, and if he has to, or to provide cover for Watt so that he is not double-teamed on every snap. A mid-round pick may get the job done to land Burns, and the Steelers should explore it to gain an advantage on their AFC North rivals. Now, I'm pretty sure that Joe Tansey doesn't even know who Alex Highsmith is. He is talking about T.J. Watt as if he's like the only good edge rusher on the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. And like he has to get double teamed on every single snap, which, by the way, if he actually watched the film and he actually watched the Pittsburgh Steelers, he would know that that's not even true. He doesn't get double teamed on every single snap. He gets double teamed about 10% of the time because offensive lines know you have to deal with Cam Hayward when he's on the field. They have to deal with Larry Ogunjobi. They have to deal with Alex Highsmith. And, I mean, the fact that Tansey is talking this way about the Steelers' defense makes me think he doesn't even know who Alex Highsmith is, and he had more sacks than Micah Parsons in 2022. Plain simply, this author, in my opinion, does not know ball. And you look at the Brian Burns situation, because Alex Highsmith's contract kicks in next year at just about $14 million in cap hit. I mean, if you bring in Brian Burns and you give him another big contract, you're going to be paying 3 edge rushers at premium dollar. So the only thing that really makes sense is if the Steelers would trade Alex Highsmith for Brian Burns, but there is literally no reason why Omar Khan would want to do that. They like Alex Highsmith. They just paid him a big contract extension. The Steelers are not in the market for a big-name edge rusher. They definitely don't want to pay another one. They're paying T.J. Watt literally at the top of the market, and then Alex Highsmith is making about as much as any number 2 edge rusher is in this league right now. So adding a third big name like that and paying him big name dollars just doesn't make sense, and it's the stupidest idea that I've heard so far during the Steelers trade season. And if the Steelers want to get some depth at the edge rusher position, which, listen, I would understand that. TJ Watt tore some ligaments in his finger against the Ravens a couple of weeks ago. Maybe the time comes where he has to take a couple weeks off. Okay, fine. Maybe go out and get a guy like Frank Clark, who was just released by the Denver Broncos. This guy is somebody that's been a top playoff performer, a Super Bowl champion with the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's got 58.5 career sacks. Now, he was just released by the Broncos. The Broncos are a struggling football team. Apparently, no one was interested to trade for him. But I look at a guy like Frank Clark as a free agency option, and if the Steelers want to go get some edge depth, I think that's the route that they want to go. They don't want to trade massive draft capital and then pay another edge rusher big dollars because you're already paying TJ Watt. You're already paying Alex Highsmith. You're already paying Cameron Hayward. Right? Your defensive line is already stocked with high-paid defensive linemen, and to go out and trade for another one, it just shows that he knows nothing about the cap situation here in Pittsburgh, and he knows nothing about Alex Highsmith and what this defensive line is capable of. All right, that's going to be it for today's show, guys. If you want to check out where the hosts here at Chat Sports rank the Pittsburgh Steelers in our latest NFL Power Rankings here, heading into Week 7 of the 2023 NFL season, go ahead and click the link down in the comments and description to see where the Steelers stack up against the rest of the league. And like I said, that'll be it for today's show, guys. Really do appreciate all of your support. Make sure you click that subscribe button right down there for me right now, because if the Steelers make a move and they make a big-time trade, we are going to have you covered with a video. We might even go live if it's a big enough name. So make sure you do that right now. Click that subscribe button and join our family today.